So you want to live a more effective and fulfilled life. Here's my recommendation. Read James 4:14 every single morning. And I'm not just talking about reading the words on the page. I'm talking about letting that truth sink in. James 4:14 says this. It says, "Whereas ye know not what shall be on the morrow. For what is your life? It is even a vapor that appeareth for a little time and then vanisheth away." James 4:14 makes clear the fact that life is but a vapor. It's like when you go outside on a cold day and you breathe and you can see your breath in front of your very eyes. How quickly does that breath go away? You know, we tend to live life with the perspective that tomorrow is guaranteed and next week and next year it's all guaranteed. But when we get a grasp on what James 4:14 is saying, we realize that our duration of life has no guarantees. Just like a vapor, life can go away in an instant. I have a friend who almost died from COVID. He was in the ICU and they had him on ventilators and doctors weren't sure if he was going to make it or not. He said that situation was both terrible and great. Terrible because he didn't know if he was at the end of his line or not, and he couldn't even see his family, but great. He said he came to the realization that time of his life was great after he left the hospital. He said it changed everything. He said when he came to a full recognition of the fact that life is frail and fleeting, when he came to a full recognition of the fact that tomorrow is not guaranteed, it changed everything for him. All of his priorities changed. The way he spent his time, the way he spent his money, the way he spent his energy, the way he loved, everything he did changed. Understand this today. This day could be your last day on this earth. You could go to sleep tonight and not wake up tomorrow. You know, we tend to ignore thoughts of our own funeral. I mean, it is a little bit uncomfortable, right? It's a distant event that's so far off that oftentimes people feel like it's not even worth talking about. It causes so much discomfort and anxiety that people oftentimes think that it's not even worth talking about. But make no mistake, people will gather around a casket, around a pitcher, or around an urn full of your cremains one day. And they will reminisce about the life that you lived. What will they say about you? And I'm not talking about their fake perception either. I'm not talking about some fanciful way of describing the life you lived. I'm talking about people who are giving an honest assessment of the life that you lived. An honest assessment of the things that you did, of where you stood. Listen, here's the reality today. You are writing that story. The pen to the script is in your hand. Tomorrow might not be guaranteed, but if you take the next hour and live right, and then after that you take the next hour and live right, and then the next hour, and then the next day, and then the next week, and the next month, and the next year, and you take whatever you get, and you live life to its fullest and live right, then that makes the difference. That makes the difference today. You know, cemeteries are filled. They're chock-packed filled with people who never reached their fullest potential. People who never loved the way they wanted to and never lived life the way they should have. I'm convinced that the greatest inventors, the greatest politicians, the greatest lawyers, the greatest preachers, the greatest leaders are in cemeteries today, and they never reached their fullest potential. They were never discovered, and they never made an impact the way that they could have. That failing to reach potential is the result of a collection of days not lived to their fullest. Not living intentionally. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow is not guaranteed, but don't miss the fact that you have today. Live today to its absolute fullest for the Lord. Live today like there is no tomorrow. Live today with passion. Live today intentionally.